what happens if like something happens between you and the person you're sharing with and it just happens to go viral or it just happens to be exposed. Like, that is absolutely a completely valid thought and concern.
This is Black Girl Thought TV, honey.
Hi guys, welcome back to Black Girl Thought TV. I am Anne again. This is your inclusive source of health, wealth, and loving yourself. There's no hair down, my hair is up because I feel like I'm like a mature mama, kind of talking about mature things. So we're still on the whole tip series and I'm so excited. And this series is really about me kind of just helping you guys navigate through like the dating world and like internet dating and like just being liberated and being a hoe and kind of being it in a safe manner. So that's what this is all about. So I wanted to make this video because I did the video on nudes, and I'm gonna do more videos on how to take really amazing nudes and amazing photos, and like I support that. However, I thought it was very important and essential that I make a video talking about the actual dangers and the reality of sending nudes. So a few things, because it's not all kind of happy-go-lucky, like, I mean, and for some people it doesn't feel like this adventurous fun thing to do, especially if you're not comfortable with your body or if you're concerned about your future. Like, I just kind of wanted to really tap in to these specific things just in case anyone's watching me and they just kind of feel uncomfortable with kind of like, I guess, that sort of display of sexuality, and it goes kind of beyond that. So when it comes to sending nudes, the first thing is, if you're uncomfortable with your body and you really just don't kind of want to, then that's completely fine. Like, if the reason is because you're uncomfortable, that's completely fine. That's completely valid. Like, you're in the phase of kind of learning to be comfortable in your skin. That is completely valid, and I want you to know that I support you in that position, right? And that's what all this is about, your ability to choose, your ability to say, this is where I am, and this is what I feel comfortable doing. So if you're insecure about your body and just feeling uncomfortable in that way, it's okay. Next thing, if it's just like, no, I don't want to send them, that's absolutely fine as well, right? So you can kind of feel this pressure of like, everybody's doing it, like society says, yeah, we send nudes now, you see hella memes about it, like it's everywhere. Like, I really just kind of want to touch base and say, you don't have to. Like, you really don't have to. Just because it's a cultural kind of thing that we're doing now, just because it's popular, like, you don't have to do it. And I guess like no one ever blatantly says that, but like, I'm here to blatantly say that you don't have to send nudes. Like, it's kind of, just because it's a cultural phenomenon, I know that it kind of feels like it's an obligatory thing. It's you're not obligated in any way to do it, right? Next up, there are some people who actually think about their like careers. Like, even if you're kind of young and you're still thinking like, what happens if that goes public? Like, like, trust me, you're normal in thinking that. You're completely normal and you're completely valid in that thought and in that concern, because that is like legit. Like, what happens if like something happens between you and the person you're sharing with and it just happens to go viral or it just happens to be exposed? Like, that is absolutely a completely valid thought and concern. I kind of wanted to make this video to say like, hey, it's okay if that's not how you feel like you want to display kind of sexuality, or you don't feel comfortable with that person. Like, and it's a red flag when someone continuously asks you for nudes. Like, I know some of you really struggle with peer pressure. Like, it really is a red flag. If there's a guy you like and he's like, send me nudes, like, and you guys have not established anything and you're uncomfortable, you can say no. Like, you can be like, bye. Like, no. I want you to know that it's completely okay and you're completely valid in wanting to say no and not wanting to share in that way. Our kind of technological era is really teaching us that like, this is just what we do, and people just send nudes and we just share ourselves in this way, and kind of, you can watch what we're doing at all times through our phone, and there's locations, and it's just like, if you don't want to be exposed in that way, you really don't have to, and that's completely valid, okay? So this is just kind of like a fairy hole godmother, like, inspiration talk, or whatever you want to call it, but like, I want you to do this in a safe manner and be comfortable and say, I'm sorry, I'm not sending you nothing, little boy. I know for a fact that some of you can feel pressure to do these type of things. You don't have to. You can say no, okay? So I'm really just here to remind you, like, if no one's ever said it, you can say no to sending nudes, because there is some dangers to sending nudes to people to anyone, to be honest. Everyone has the potential to kind of betray you in this way, in your privacy and your trust. So you get to say no. Thinking about it, considering like, ooh, what if this goes like, don't, trust me, I've sent pictures, and every time I do, I usually feel comfortable. If I don't feel comfortable, I'll say no. Like, I'll really just blatantly say like, no. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to blatantly just say absolutely not, I'm not comfortable. So this is just your fairy tale godmother checking in and telling you that in the midst of this whole series and us kind of talking about female liberation and doing kind of what you want sexually with your body in a safe manner, I want you to know that you do not have to send nudes. You do not have to send anything. You don't have to send videos. You don't have to send anything you're not comfortable with. And that's completely valid. And if they start talking to you, or if they kind of like make you feel like you're ostracized or anything like that, that is completely fine as well. Bye, Biffy. Okay, so that's all I have for today, and I just wanted to really kind of check in with that. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do more videos because I keep being asked. I'm gonna do more videos on how to send great nudes and kind of, I know, but for those girls who are just like, I'm not there yet, sweetie, it's okay to not be there. I am willing to support you wherever you are. And if you are completely okay with like sending just a face pic or a pic of you in a cute outfit, then that's what you send. But you don't have to send anything, right? This is how we share ourselves these days, but like, you don't have to, okay? So, as always, I'm so honored to be on your screen. I'm glad that you chose this video and that you're watching. And if you guys can relate or have kind of any questions or comments or anything that you want me to cover, then you can kind of leave it below. But we are going to continue with this series because I am actually having a very good time, and I hope that some of this was helpful or useful in some sort of way. I will see you guys in the next one.